And the something that was wrong is because now that I'm 18 years old, I'm not the same person that I was when I was 10. And I have never been loyal. Listen, I've never been loyal to nobody. I don't care how famous you are. I don't care nothing about you can speak so pretty and all this. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the liberation of the people. I'm interested in the truth. And I'm growing up and I'm maturing and I'm understanding that although Nation of Islam teachings was good for me when I was a child, in need to have somewhere to start, I have matured and I've gone beyond that because I'm not your robot and I'm not your slave. I'm not going to be a slave to Caucasian people and I'm not going to be a slave to some Negro who talk about, I saved your life. You ain't saved no damn body. I have a right to know that I'm living under oppression. I have a right to know. You have a right to tell me that something is wrong as an adult person. I don't owe you anything. That's what an adult person is supposed to do. And since I am in a savage-like condition, since you are civilized, under your teachings, you taught or you teach, the Nation of Islam teaches, the duty of the civilized man is to teach the uncivilized. So I'm uncivilized. You as a civilized man, you teach me so that I can be free of the shackles, not to become your damn slave. I'm growing up. That was the problem, the main problem that Malcolm X had with the Nation of Islam, that Malcolm was growing up. He was growing beyond the Nation of Islam. That's where the problem started. And he thought that he could work within the nation in order to express himself. But like so many religious and political organizations, they go to a certain point and they stop. They don't, and that's it. Because I know it all. You can't tell me nothing. So you have that attitude, you know it all. Nobody can tell you nothing. What is your condition? What have you accomplished? Well, the Nation of Islam failed. One man died. And the whole organization goes to pieces. What does that tell you about the followers? They was nothing but robots. They was nothing but personality followers and slaves. That's all they was. You brag about, and you should praise Marcus Garvey. One man, you say that the UNIA had at least 7 million members. One man is deported. And the whole thing fall apart. What does that tell you about the followers of Marcus Garvey, the followers of the Nation of Islam? And it continues to this day. A bunch of personality followers, worshippers, a bunch of zombies, a bunch of robots. And that is something, young Pharaoh, young Marcus, this is something that you should not want. You should want the people, and you should want the people and yourself to be put in a position you can act on your own, with or without some leader or some teaching. Because as you mature, you may find that that train of thought, those teachings, you are growing up out of. You can't stay a child forever. And that's why so many of these people love these fairy tale stories. Oh, the black man is God. The black man is righteous by nature. The black man is the rich. They like hearing all that stuff over and over again because they're children. And a child is expecting something better from their parents, and you telling these children these fairy tale stories. But you got to grow up sooner or later. If you wish to be an independent people, if you want your own nation, you got to grow up one day. You don't qualify to have your own nation. That's why you don't have it. You don't qualify to be a people because you still have a childlike mind. You don't respect nobody or nothing. And you confused as hell. You're over here, you're over there. You're east, you're west. You don't know what you're about. And those of whom are supposed to have awakened minds, you are the head. So if you are confused, if you wishy-washy, what do you expect from the rest of the body? So when Elijah Muhammad died, the body falls. So when Marcus Garvey dies, the body falls. When you gonna grow up? So that's what I want to present to Brother Young Pharaoh. What is it that, what are you trying to do? Young Marcus, what are you trying to do? You just trying to be a scholar? I heard Young Pharaoh has the best scholarship in the whole black conscious community. What does that mean? Well, Young Marcus is just as good as Young Pharaoh. What does that? Scholars, they young scholars. I don't know if you listen to my videos. You listen to me in a not just in a 15-minute lecture, but in a video lecture. How did I come to this point? I come to this point due to experience, due to my age. Where are you getting these things that you talking about? I'm not copying nobody. These are conclusions and these are the thoughts that I came to the conclusion from within myself through trial and error over 40 years. And what I present to us is well thought out. That's why you have a problem trying to refute the things that I say, because they are well thought out, not based on emotion, not based on what I think, my opinion, but it's based on reality. And reality deems that whatever is presented must pass the criteria of logic, being rational, common sense, reason, and facts. When you believe something, you don't need facts. You don't need logic. Belief does not require those things. But what is it that you brothers, what are y'all looking for in the struggle? I heard Brother Pharaoh Allah say, I'm doing this for the people. I'm concerned about the people. How can you be concerned about the people when you don't have concern for yourself? Are you on the right path? Are you headed in the right direction? What is it that you clearly want to be? Do you want to be a scholar? If you want to be a scholar, then I understand why you are doing what you're doing. However, if you are using your scholarship to become a leader, then that's a whole different thing. Because I have never known, and I do not know of any people who have been liberated by scholarship. I read this book. I read that book. Never known it. However, there are many people who have been liberated by the gun, who have been liberated by the spirit, who've been liberated by the sword. And this is an option that must be on the table. And when you are involved in a struggle, and your enemy is doing nothing to hinder you from doing what you're doing, this raises a red flag, and you must question what's going on. Everything Elijah Muhammad did, the government was there. Everything the Black Panther Party did, the government was there. everything Marcus Garvey did, and all our freedom fighters, Dr. King, whatever they was doing, the government was there. Even here on social media, I am the only one. Everybody else talks this crap. I take Google to court. I'm the only one who ever took Google to court. They could not prove hate speech. They could not prove I was saying or doing anything that violated their policy. But yet and still, they took down over 100 of my channels. They want to make sure that whatever it is I'm saying don't get heard by my audience. Who is my audience? My audience are these who are the descendants of slaves, born in America, having dark skin, regardless to what you may call yourself. If you don't fit that definition, if you are not a descendant of a slave, having dark skin, born in America, then I'm not talking to you anyway. I can relate to Brother Farah. I heard that he was incarcerated. So we know about incarceration. Now you tell me this. We as a so-called people in America, we are incarcerated. You as a young man, myself, we understand and have been incarcerated. Now you tell me, can your scholarship, if you were in jail or prison right now, would that help you in any way? No, it would not. I tried it. When I first was incarcerated, I was still a black Muslim, and I was talking all that black Muslim stuff. It only made my situation worse. Because you must use the appropriate tool. And so-called scholarship is not the appropriate tool to liberate and free and oppress people. It is what you call putting the cart before the horse. Scholarship and debates and all this, that's for free people, not for those who are oppressed. Because those who are oppressed, when it's all said and done, they are not interested in this scholarship. Because that scholarship is not going to stop a cracker's bullet from going in your skull. It's not going to stop somebody from discrimination of you trying to get a loan or a house or whatever it is in this society. That scholarship, in fact, it might make things worse when they find out you have that mentality. They really might dislike you. If your scholarship, Brother Marcus, if your scholarship, Farah, if it is not inspiring and encouraging the people, regardless to your difference, to unite with the other, because you have a common problem, you have a common enemy, and you are similar, regardless to whether you call yourself a Kemite or Hebrew Israelite or whatever you may call yourself, we still are similar. If your scholarship, if your teachings does not produce and does not encourage unification among these who are in similar condition, then it's the wrong scholarship. The Nation of Islam, I thought, was about that. It has not and has yet to produce unification among the people. The only thing I see the Nation of Islam doing is trying to convert us into Muslims. I'm not interested in your religion. I'm not interested in your scholarship. I just want to be free. I want to be treated like a human being. I want to live my short life in peace. I want to treat people as I want to be treated. I don't want your wife. I don't want to rape your baby. I don't even want to pet your dog. So if your scholarship is not encouraging unification, we must take the appropriate actions. Are you a scholar, or do you want to be a black leader And since you say that you care about the people, you want to see the people free. Your scholarship can't do that. That's the bottom line. Because the mind has to be liberated. Because even if you get physically free, if your mind still has the stench of living under oppression, thinking like the oppressor, just because you get your independence, you are still a slave. The only thing you've done is exchange a pink slave master. Now you have a black one. I don't want that either. You might as well just stay where you are right now. Do you want to be a scholar or a black leader? You have the potential, Pharaoh Allah, to be a great black leader. You, Brother Marcus, you sincere and you have the heart and the personality to be a great leader. But it takes more than scholarship. You have to be a thinker. You must understand that you must totally change reality. That's what the race has done to us as dark-skinned people. They changed our reality. That's what you must do. And you cannot change reality trying to go back to the past. Talking about pyramids and all this other stuff. Been there, done that. That's the past. It's over and done with. Nice to know. But that which of the past can't help the present. It cannot help the future. That's over and done with. When I speak about in the name of my ancestors, it's just giving honor and respect to those prior to myself. But I understand that the ancestors can't do nothing for me. Only the living, the dead can't do nothing for us. They cannot cheer you on. They cannot help you in no kind of way. This is your time. And if you don't do it in your time and you run out of time, then it's over. Then you stop saying, in the name of my ancestors, you become one. And it's done. Why do you think that the Nation of Islam and the UNIA, why do you think they failed? Because that which they depended on was taken away from them. And you should want to inspire and condition the people so they can go to the mountaintop with or without you. Like Dr. King said, I might not get there with you, but you're going to the mountaintop. And if you're a leader and you have enemies that hate your guts and seek your murder, you may not get there with them. So if you want to be a black leader, so-called black leader, then you should also be ready to die on the job. But we live in this delusional fantasy world just because we are so selfish. You have to understand, and many soldiers, they don't die for themselves. They die for the benefit of their nation, their people, their family. They may not never see their young daughter grow up and get married. But I'm fighting and I'm protecting and defending our nation so my daughter can do that in peace. Your mind must be liberated. And if your scholarship is not liberating your mind, then it's a waste. And scholarship is for free people. You are one who is incarcerated. In religious teachings, it says that the God shall create a new heaven and a new earth, and the former things shall pass away. So as a leader, you are creating a new heaven and a new earth for your people. The former things must pass away, but we are holding on for dear life to dead folks. Malcolm X this, Elijah Muhammad that. Nat Turner